Okay. Hey there, this is Jupiter Exile. We're going to play some Elden Ring. Now, I've been working at Malenia pretty consistently, and today I'm going to try making some adjustments to my Malenia strats. So, in the interest of this adjustment, I'm going to change my gear around. Back to the good old heavy great axe, personal favorite of mine. We'll be wearing the Imaglint stone for that. Remove Lord of Blood's Exaltation and the Prosthesis Wearer so that we can get up some strength. I guess we can put on this for now, but it doesn't matter. We'll do the Ritual Sword Talisman for now. Okay, yep, we can wield that in two hands. Very good. So, we're going to be heading out to Fort Gale to pick up something that I've left behind. Fort Gale. I think it's around here somewhere. There we go, Fort Gale. Fort Gale, near the jail cave. It's not confusing at all. So there's an enemy inside of Fort Gale to go get killed. To go kill. Blech. Kill or be killed, whichever one. I ain't gonna have no hard feelings. Been killed more than enough in this game. I think I probably want to wear something. Just some walking around clothing. Throw on some leathers. Try not to get one shot. Blue Dancer's going to do basically nothing, so we'll put on the Ritual Shield for now. And if I wasn't standing in arrowable distance, I might do something about the position of my healing flask, but it's okay for now. If we need to change it later, we'll change it later, whatever. So our goal is to kill this guy here. Ow. I'm on heavy roll. Well, that's gonna kill me. So let's try and adjust some gear so that I am not fat rolling in this circumstance. The Great Axe is a very, very heavy weapon. Come back at America Stake. So I don't have to do that full run. That's cool. There's a few things that can get in the way here. Make that change. And then, let's see. I can change this out. This is the simplest change I can make. Just change this out, so now we're back on medium roll. Cool. Drink. Buff. Hey, buddy. Oh, that knocked me down. Yeah. Healed in the nick of time. There we go. The minor air trees, you are not supposed to burn them. There is not a method to burn them. You are supposed to go there, and there's generally an enemy in front of them that you would kill. And they're usually guarding... sometimes there's just a basin there with a noteworthy item that you grab. Other times there's an enemy you have to kill that has an important drop. Okay, so now that we've gotten that done, we are going to change our gear back around, remove these things, we don't need them. And we're going to equip the Shard of Alexander and the Ritual Sword Talisman, and strip down to our skivvies. We're on medium load. We're gonna go back and fight Malenia some more. Village your roots. Well, there are certain Erd trees that you can certainly burn. Okay, we're gonna remix our Wondrous Physic, keep the Strength Knot tier, and then we're gonna change this out for the Stone Barb Crack tier to break poise. And then in terms of Ashes of War, we're going to change this from Royal Knight's Resolve to Lion's Claw. And we're going to keep it on heavy modifiers, wield it in 2 hands, all that good stuff. Okay, so... Oh, and we're going to reallocate some flasks. We want at least 5 of those. Let's go with 6. It's fine. Also, like... Okay, I didn't think I had more of those things. I guess I've actually fully maxed it out if it said flask charges at maximum. Which is interesting, because I've still got golden seeds. I assumed it would give me a message about not having enough golden seeds, but maybe the maximum is 14? That's a weird number. Go beat up a paraplegic. Alright, so we're going to be trying a new strat, where our goal is to somersault Malenia into the floor. And hopefully just do a lot of damage and call it a day. But we have to be very selective about our openings in order to make this work. More selective than that. So my goal is to catch her at neutral stance with this maneuver like 2 or 3 times. Now, it's possible we might need to farm Arteria Leaves to get some more buff items for this. But I'm going to try to avoid that. Oh, also, I need to switch this back out for Freezing Pots. Okay, so I can't go after a kick. I have to wait for a longer opening. I might be able to hit her if I do it at the same time she's kicking. I might also have to go with a different hat. Or no hat. Not sure which. It's going to take a bit to figure this out. So my thought and the reason we're doing this stratagem is that in Phase 2, she loves slipping out of damage that is based on hitting multiple times, which is very much what the last strat was doing. This strat is based on landing the fewest number of hits to kill her. Okay, so that was not a good enough setup. Alright, she is being really nasty about this. I'm gonna go at it without the Knight's Banner for a bit, because I need to conserve my FP a little. So I'm gonna remove that. I think the rest of this is still ideal. How do we land these hits? I know it's possible to hit her with this skill. I've seen it done. Now, we're definitely short some buffs compared to what I've seen done with it before. Ah, just a little short. But as you might have seen, the attack actually pancaked her. It actually forced her into the floor. And that, hopefully, is going to set us up in a pretty good way to keep doing this. The question is just, when do we actually try to hit her with this? And I'm almost certain I'm going to need the banner active to kill her with this setup. That was too early of a dodge, but that is a perfect thing. Yeah, I've seen the 37-second kill. That kill was done using the double seppuku bleed strat that I was doing before, in conjunction with more buff items than I actually have right now. There are some enemies I'd have to go out and farm to restock to get the Blood Boil aromatics to do that. Or to try that. It's also just a very good rendition of the setup. Because the 37-second kill, Malenia picks the behaviors that optimize the kill. The person who put together that video had to grind out for that. So I want to try and get her when she's returning to a neutral state, I think. That works. Okay, so that's the basics of going for the kill. Alright, I'm gonna grab more freezing pots, and I'm going to start using the banner again. I think I need to use the banner and then drink a blue potion on the way in, so that it's not holding me back. No, just go there. What? There we go. Haven't had that problem. Yeah, freeze pots are essential in this fight. They can give you an interrupt on Malenia's crazier attacks. He did it on the first startup attack because he only needed to interrupt her once to get through the kill, because he had used a lot of buffs. I'm gonna have to use more than that. Also, getting the Frostbomb to actually hit her during that animation is particularly difficult, and not very necessary, because it's an easy attack to dodge. But if you're going for swag points, you know, that's definitely a swag way of killing the boss. I think I might want to go back to that video at some point and revisit the breakdown of how he put out so much damage in Phase 2. The Phase 1 part I get, I've basically done... I've done a lot of what he does in Phase 1. Phase 2 is really blocking me. She has a lot of tricks in Phase 2 to prevent you from hitting her that many times that quickly. He's got like 3 or 4 different get-off-me tools. One thing of note that he does in that fight that I think might be generally applicable is taking advantage of the stun from the Frost proc. I haven't really been doing that because I found that her behavior immediately after taking the Frost effect is a little bit chaotic. But if you're putting out enough damage, or if you're chaining it immediately into a bleed pop, it's probably safe in that case. I did not run a super good pattern on this, but whatever, that's fine. Having tried this here and now, I do think I need to go into it with a Red Feather Branch Sword Seppuku setup, even if it takes longer every single time I want to make an attempt. I think I just, like, the margins on this are too touchy for me to avoid doing that. So we just want a fairly light weapon with Seppuku on it. Let's see, this is 3.0, 3.5, whatever. We're still on medium load with this, so that's fine. So we're just going to start by holding this in two hands and using seppuku about... we're going to use seppuku 8 times. Because it's 10% HP loss every time you use this. And you need to be at 20% HP or less. Seven, 8. Then we drink, we rally, we drink a blue potion, we change out, and we go in. I do dislike all of the parading setup to be able to do the fight. It's a bit annoying. And Malenia is very happy to not commit to anything if you're just walking at her. I don't remember how the demonstration of this I saw actually starts the fight. Because getting her to commit to her first attack is a pain in the neck. Absolutely. And then every time you mess up, you gotta come back here and seppuku 8 times. I hate these strats. I hate these strats because there's not a good way of reducing your health faster. Like, the double seppuku strat is way easier. Drink that. We banner, we potion. Switch, dual wield, go in. Or 2 hands on it, and there we go. Okay. So I think what he had to do is probably just run up super close to Malenia, which will prompt her to do something. Okay, that's not quite right. I was wondering if in the delay after her doing a 4th slash, I might be able to get an Alliance Claw because of the gap close on it, but the answer is no. I think half the time I can get it after a kick, and that's about good enough for me to use it when she's going for a kick. I seriously have maybe half an hour of patience for the number of times I have to click seppuku. And after that, I'm gonna just switch the strat back. Because I hate standing here just repeatedly hitting the button. One more. Banner. Blue potion, and nope. I might just practice this without the seppuku hits again to try and figure out how to line up the Lion's Claws more reliably. Yeah, let me just do that for a while. So for now, I'm just going to change this back to Ritual Sword, and I'll keep using the banner because that's fast. So we're just drink, banner, drink, swap, 2 hands on it, here we go. That's simple enough to not worry about. That works. Okay, so I can punch kicks with it. I think everything else is kind of a crapshoot. I can punish kicks. I have the option of throwing it out when she does a stab, but it won't hit most of the time because she'll very routinely just go in for a, what's it called? She'll very routinely jump out on that particular hit. That's the move that gives me a guaranteed hit. Neat. She let me drink. So long as I have the rallying buff, I don't necessarily die from several attacks. Oh, I didn't get the back dodge out. Okay, this is good practice. So I think I have the room to be a little bit more aggressive about when I'm landing some of these Lion's Claws, specifically after she recovers from an existing Lion's Claw. I'm also wondering if I can react to her left pivot with a Lion's Claw and hit her preemptively. I don't know if the tracking on the attack will be good enough for that, but that would be very interesting. Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can do it, if I can do a bonk strat. She really doesn't like it. Okay, so we can't get a hit on her wake up. That was the test. I'm gonna get a bit more coffee. Ugh. Actually, I should say, we can't get a Lion's Claw on Wake Up, but maybe we can just get, like a leap. So I'm gonna try a leaping attack as a Wake Up the next time I down her. Couple of buffs. Okay, it didn't take my dodge there. I tried the dodge. I think I did the dodge input too early. And if I had mashed it out more, I would have been able to get it out in time. Like, it ate my early dodge input without giving me the buffer, which is really annoying. That is, I think that is what happened. I think we're okay to still keep taking these jumping attacks. And I hope that's the case. Whoops. Forgot to do something. We'll be down a blue drink, but I think that's fine. This is my first playthrough of the game. I have not beaten the game. I have not fought the final boss at all. I think I actually need to take a blue drink on critical. This is hilarious. Okay, that was pretty funny. Yeah, I was too close to the kick to get away with that. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure I take blue drinks on critical knockdowns. And I actually also think this might be better as Blue Dancer Charm. 843 to 796, so hell no. The scaling is too nutty. Knockdown, blue drink. Oh, my character crouched and he didn't want to do the weapon art. That was the wrong time to blue drink. Well, Blue Dancer is unfortunately weak when I'm carrying like a 20-pound weapon. Blue Dancer operates for a very, very limited window of actual weight. In that limited window, it gives really, really superb damage. The problem with Blue Dancer is that window of that like window is almost nothing. You have to be carrying almost nothing at all. And unlike Flynn's Charm in previous games, it is not relative to your actual capacity. You're not trying to go under a percentile, you're trying to go under a hard number of carry weight. And I don't remember what that hard number actually is. So one of the unfortunate things about this strat is I have a very limited number of Lion's Claws that I can miss, and there's a lot of setups she does that might allow me to hit a Lion's Claw. Like, I don't know if I can actually wait for all the certain hits, or if I have to take the chances. Bonk. Okay. That's the chancy thing where I think I'm not technically allowed to be doing the jumping heavies that I'm doing, because she can just get up and slap me, and I will die. So that is technically an illegal technique, because if she decides to just stand there and hit me, she'll kill me. I think this strategy is cute and it's very interesting, but I think it's very reliant on Blood Boil Elixir. I was too close. Sometimes Malenia is not comfortable with you taking distance. She just won't let you. He's just a rude, rude person. Yeah, yeah. There's a number of things like that that only benefit physical scaling, and they don't even always say that they benefit physical scaling. And I don't have a problem with it when things are like a little bit clunky or limiting. I have a problem with it when they're not clearly worded. Because I think Blue Dancer Charm just says raises attack power. It doesn't indicate that it's physical only. Yeah, that was chancy. That was a bad idea. It's very, very frustrating on any strat that her triple slash attack is not punishable. It is parryable and interruptible, but not you cannot punish it after the fact. It's perfectly safe. And I actually do not like bosses having perfectly safe attacks. It's egregious on Malenia because it's a perfectly safe attack that she can abort any attack string to go into. So she's always entitled to just drop her combo and not allow you to punish. Like, she could theoretically do it for 30 seconds straight. Ooh, that sucks. Oh, I didn't get a second dodge off. Was my stamina actually gone, or did the game just eat my dodge? Stamina was gone. It came back like half a second later. The stamina actually came back in time for me to live if I was hammering on dodge. But not fast enough to actually save my life. So after messing with this and evaluating this strat, it's nifty, it's quirky, but it's almost certainly worse than the strat I was using before, which I think I knew before I like sat down to this. It's very difficult to reliably use. She does randomly kill you in ways you can't avoid because the stamina use is higher. So I'm gonna go back to the dual wielding setup. Not a big change. I just move some stuff around. Because we're not using this or this. We're using the Blue Dancer now. I think we use Prosthesis over Star Scourge, and the last item in the setup is what? What is it actually? I'm completely forgetting. I think this is actually the do nothing slot that I don't have a good effect for, because we're not fighting at full HP to use that stuff. I'm not seppukuing all the way down to 20% for the Red Feather Branch Sword. The Red Feather Branch Sword is technically correct, but it's just such a pain in the neck. Let's just use the green turtle talisman or something. I don't know. Whatever. Take this back to the scavenger's blood. Is there anything else this could be? I mean, actually, got a decent amount of both scalings. Maybe just turn this into Star Scourge. Why not? And then over here, Wondrous Physic, change this out for Dex Knot. Okay, back on the dual seppuku strat. So it's drink, standard, seppuku 1, seppuku 2, and we fight. Oh, right, Lord of Blood's Exaltation. That's supposed to be here. I can just die a while and find this friggin' item. There it is. Nope, couldn't do it in time. I think that's the big dual wielding problem, is the attack patterns with the double curved swords are actually very long attacks with very laggy cooldowns. So I very often get stuck and killed by Waterfowl Dance. The double straight sword setups are a little less committal. But this setup does hit more often and has more bleed going for it. So... I don't know. I might want to go back to the double straights version of this. Whoops. Fell short. That's what I get for attacking in experimental ways. I'm trying to figure out when I can get in dash slashes and other things like that, because that's the only reason to be using the curved swords, the dash slash, the jump slashes. If I'm not going to be using those, I should just go back to straights. So I'm going back to straights, because I'm getting super thrown off trying to make fancy things happen that I probably don't need to worry about. Longsword, seppuku, blood. Lord Sworn Sword, seppuku, blood. Because there's a difference of about 20 points of bleed on the main hand from using the other setup. And whatever. I think this setup has better scaling on the basic hits, and that'll just have to compensate. And if it doesn't, oh well. Move on with life. The range on this and the timing of the attacks is just so much more comfortable. Phase 2. That's waterfowl. I didn't quite see the startup properly, but I had also taken an extra swing. Because I'm using the 2 straights, I might have been able to get away with that. So, I should have tested it. But, oh well. I really don't like it when waterfowl is so early in her phase 2 rotation. Because it usually means she's going to do it again. Hard to underrate how much more comfortable it is to fight with 2 straights. I was wondering, because I really thought she had gotten me on that. Bummer. I just need to make that happen in the second phase and we're good. Because, if the boss dies, that counts. They don't come back to life. You get the drops. Oh, what? Come on. This katana is not regulation. It's like a head taller than her entire body. By the way, Lag Strike, they've got more episodes of The Owl House on Disney+. It's up to, there's like 4 or 5 new ones, I think. Come on. She did a backstep on the first hit, but I was still obligated to do the second hit because I tried a running attack. Kind of trying to see if the running attack had, you know, useful or worthwhile properties, but the running attack with this is actually horrendous. So that is a difference. The running attack with curved swords is legitimately good. Yeah, I can't commit to a third attack there. All right. The commitments are different with the double longswords. Usually I just don't want to do third attack ever. Whereas with the curved swords, the second attack is mediocre and the third attack is actually pretty good. It's also really just a matter of like how well does the attack track the enemy. If the attack tracks the enemy accurately, then it's pretty good no matter what. Not far away enough. If she goes in for that attack startup, I was probably too close, is kind of the answer that I see. Somersault is full-blown her worst attack. The guy who programmed that attack, he is a sad man. He just got out of his divorce. He's working long hours. He really does not like anybody in this world. He does not get along. He's just the kind of guy who goes into work. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna program this hard as nails boss with an attack that has like 0 startup frames. Just 0 startup frames. And in both phases, we'll give it 0 startup frames. And then in phase 2, we'll get rid of the end lag on the move, so that it's not committal and she can do stuff afterwards. And then we'll give her another version of the move in phase 2, where she does all sorts of particle effects, just a lot. Just a lot. I dodged. 100% promise I dodged that. Okay. That's more like what the fight's... It's more of what the fight's supposed to look like. That was working fine until the game decided to kill me. Outside of, you know, whatever I wanted to press on the button. Like, whatever I'm pressing on the gamepad is only half the equation. The game's just like, nah. That's okay. I think Malenia fights like Ben Shapiro debates. Just, like, does a lot of stuff super fast. It's not really intelligible. There we go. Nope. I committed too slow. Deal with that attack. I actually think I took like maybe 1 or 2 steps too close. I could have done that attack from a little further out, and I think I still had the range to hit her. It is entirely possible what I should do for this fight is use Seppuku for phase 1, and then just switch to using the spear full time. Nope. Nope. Phase 2. I dodged too early. I haven't done that in a while. Made a lot of other mistakes, but it hasn't been one of them. Of course, the Scarlet Slam there is one of those nasty, like, Elden Ring delay attacks. It's even worse because she's, like, putting herself up in the sky. It's like, yeah, learn the timing of this, or you get to, like, miss the punish on it, or get killed. And it's one of her only punishable moves in phase 2. Don't do that. You survived on 1 to cost me another Frost Bomb. Spiteful, horrible person. Don't lock on her. I need to unlock to run through that attack. The camera spin killed me. Because I was like 2 steps away from getting out of the attack. That attack is not a hard dodge. I wish she was a little more disabled. I think Malenia is clearly very able. Just in time. Oh, no, she wasn't done. Stepped back in a little too soon. Costing me more frost bombs. Alright, here we go. That was looking like a pretty good run, too. The one where I died to lock on. Can't attack right away on that. Got it. I wasn't sure if I was going to get out of range of that, but I risked it. Ah, dang it. I should have attacked twice. That's right, because she can't do the sidestep twice in a row immediately. So when she comes out of sidestep, I am entitled to try 2 attacks. I think she's allowed to do half step back on the first attack, but I can whiff something on that and probably not die. I'll have just enough time to get out. I've been tuning my reactions and my options so that I'm taking 2 attacks whenever... I'm not taking 2 attacks when the second attack is guaranteed to hit. I'm trying to take the second attack when the second attack is guaranteed to not get punished. Like that. I wasn't guaranteed to get the second hit, but I was guaranteed to not lose on the second hit. And you get that when you hit her in the side, the back, or when you interrupt one of her attacks. Or after she's finished certain attacks. Phase 2. But when you hit her like on a neutral approach from the front, you're not guaranteed 2 hits, and if you take 2 hits, you may die. Don't get big for your britches. Uh-oh. I should have enough time to get the second seppuku off. I reacted a little too late. Because I didn't react to the wing spin, I reacted to her posture, and it takes me too long to decipher that. Hmm. Yeah, that's about right. She outlasted my seppuku. There we go. I guess we were just short a blood pop. Oh, actually, no. I probably forgot to rally on my way in or something. Whoops. Well, we're not going to forget to rally this time. Ah, I didn't run far enough. I thought I had enough speed. Shoot. I think I must have waited too long to run away. Yeah. I didn't recognize the attack quickly enough. I'm gonna take a sec to stretch and change clothing a bit. There we go. Kind of giving away that I've been goblin living, wearing the same shirt 2 days in a row. But I've at least done the laundry. Yeah, the margins of error in phase 2 are like really absurdly small. And it's like some of the behaviors you actually have to almost bet on. If you have the ranges perfect, she won't do those interactions that will kill you. But otherwise, you're betting that she won't do those interactions. I was worried I wouldn't have that in time. I almost dodged the wrong direction on that. Okay. It's taking a while for that blood proc to happen. Run, 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 run. I'm alive! One, two... Ah! No! I was too slow! Yep. I failed to survive the third cutscene attack. Why does a fight like this need to have 3 Phase 2 cutscene attacks? That is my question. Absolutely did. Just hanging out here making ridiculous claims about folded steel. Yep. If only I was a tank. It's maybe an appropriate amount of stuff then. I accidentally did the input twice, and now I only get to have seppuku on 1 weapon. Oh, she did the instant kick. The last couple times I've been up against her, I've just been betting against the instant kick. I think it's might be something to do about the timing I hit her after the Scarlet Slam. That if I hit her too late after the Scarlet Slam, she's able to kick. But if I hit her early on that, I think she's not able to. Or maybe it's the other way around. Maybe if I hit her too early, she's entitled to kick. I don't know what her rules are. They're remarkably unclear. I've been fighting this gal for probably 20 hours. I don't know. I'll have to count them up. And I still don't know the rules behind some of her stupid attacks. Gal has an actual flowchart, and there are various spots in the flowchart that just say murder the player. It's like not specific, just murder them. oh, shoes too squeaky. That's a distraction. Shoes not squeaky enough. Can't hear them. Can't trust them. Make sure I buffer all the right inputs without putting my weapon away accidentally. No. Don't crouch. Back to neutral. No! I took 2 steps and realized I had screwed up. That was a pretty good fight. I got through a lot of tricks. I survived 3 cutscene attacks, and the 4th cutscene attack killed me. So long as I'm only getting killed by the special moves, I think I'm in a decent spot, actually. I got my seppuku's re-upped properly. I didn't get killed by her regular mix-ups or the Scarlet Slam. I didn't accidentally prompt her to do a front flip and murder me. Even though she absolutely wanted to. I listened in a little bit. I heard her say it. Like, you know what? I want to front flip this kid and just ruin his whole day. I don't want you up against that wall. Come on, leave. Leave the wall. There we go. What the? Went from no HP to no HP, like it's no big deal. The character was not certain how many hands I wanted on the weapon. That's waterfowl, I'm dead. There's the delayed behavior on the Scarlet Slam, which I've gotten really accustomed to. And the difference between the Scarlet Slam telegraph and the Waterfowl Dance telegraph is that she spins, which I'm somewhat starting to understand. Like, I understand that rationally, but not in the moment, and you have to react to it really, really, really fast. And, you know, since she uses it and I die, I can't drill it like you would a multiplication table. Because you gotta sit through, like, a minute of fighting before you can be tested on that little tidbit. Too close. Nope. No mood. Moving along the real part of the fight. We get seppuku on both weapons. There we go. Seppuku once. Seppuku twice. Seppuku 2, if you will. Several stabs. 2, 3, 4. Stabbity, stabbity, stabbity. She dashed at me. Dang it. Okay. She doesn't have end lag after that attack. She has like half a second of end lag, if anything, after doing that entire attack. I avoided it. I avoided the attack. Just did not avoid the next thing. Good lord, I am amped up. I gotta kill her before my blood stops itching. So I'm currently riding the magical portion of the caffeine high that doesn't feel horrible. But it will. It's gonna. We're gonna get there, no worries. Yeah, so... Yeah, I think in terms of a successful Phase 2, I'm gonna have to avoid about 4 cutscene attacks and get back to a neutral flow after, you know, whatever mix-up of attacks. And that's really the tough part. Because even when I dodge the cutscene attacks, I need to be able to pick up the neutral again afterwards. Picking up the neutral after interrupting Waterfowl Dance is not that bad, because she just kind of drops right back into it. But the other attacks, she starts at a distance, and it's the walking to her that is most dangerous. Whoops. I went for a chancy interrupt there, and it doesn't usually work. There's a very slim window to hit her on landing when she's performing that attack, and you can preempt her slash. It's a bad idea for me to go for, but if it's the first thing in the fight, it doesn't matter much. Whoops. Buttons. Now, you goon. Put your hands on the sword. Do the sword stuff. I also get the feeling, for all the difficulty in this broad, like, I wonder if the final bosses will be anywhere near this challenging. I've heard that the Elven Beast can be tremendously frustrating. That was a bad choice. I hesitated. I gotta say, though, it feels really nice when I'm hot on the buttons. Yeah, what I've heard a lot of people say is that it has a very frustrating tendency to run away from you and just kind of throw projectiles, which is really weird for an endgame boss in a FromSoft game. Like, every other endgame boss in every FromSoft game is a just beatstick who will run you down. Except for Nashandra in Dark Souls 2. She's the only one that is kind of a slow-moving spellcaster broad. But Dark Souls 1 and 3, yeah, it's a homeboy. He's gonna mix it up, as well as the DLCs for those very like melee beat 'em up guys. Uh-oh, I'm dead. Oh, is Lagstrike in the chat? If he is, I managed to secure an insane mode win on Tome. On what's it called? An insane mode win on Tome on Roguelite. Is it Roguelite or Roguelite? They actually call the difficulty. I forget. Whatever. It is a Roguelite game, but it was with a doomed character. So that unlocked the Madness difficulty, and there's like one more afterwards. Actually, I couldn't remember if it was Insane or Nightmare that I beat. There's like Insane, Nightmare, and Madness difficulties in the game, if I remember right. Anyway, I beat the first hard mode. It's definitely tricky to get the character off the ground. You basically know by the time you've beaten the master if the character has the potential to go all the way. I did find a couple uniques that were like an exact class match, which I think is kind of necessary to get a good win. Like, I had mind powers that were casting other... I had two different items that were, like, proc on mind power to cast nonsense. Forgot the drink, but oh well. That's fine. I wasn't sure if I had enough distance. I ran in. Yeah, but it was my first time getting a Doomed up to that high level, and I recognized some of their scaling is actually pretty friggin' crazy. I was also trying Oozemancer in the difficulty up from that, and Oozemancer is very, very good. I hadn't done a lot of Oozemancer before. So I didn't have a good understanding of exactly why they're so tanky. And then I played it for a bit, and I'm like, oh, that's why. You just generate giant health sponges on demand and move on with your life. Apparently, the character class with the highest win rate right now is Oozemancer. Doomed is also in, like, an upper tier. It was a bit surprising to me, some of the classes that were low tier. Also, Rogue is a surprisingly high-tier class, and there was a very interesting Rogue build I was trying out for a while. Very difficult to get off the ground, but really hilarious when you get it working. It was a Rogue build that is just in stealth all the time, and basically only ever attacks with throwing knives and does damage exclusively through throwing knives and poison. Throwing knives don't break stealth, no matter what. So as long as you never make a basic attack, you always get the benefits of being stealthed, which is pretty hilarious. So you're always getting the Shadow Dance critical bonus, and you kind of get like 100% crit chance. And since Cunning scales up your poison's damage, you just wind up doing really crazy amounts of poison's damage, and everything just kind of explodes with chaining poison detonation stuff. Which is pretty funny. But as with a lot of classes, getting to level 10 is miserable. Oh, whoops. I think my most fun successes in the game have been playing Wormic. It's just a very fun class to play. Lots of ways of messing with it. You get strong AoE clear, solid single target, pretty tanky. And Archmage. I've had a lot of fun with Archmage wins. I think Archmage is the only caster I've actually really enjoyed. I haven't played as much of like the what's it called? Well, I guess the Doomed is kind of a caster, and that was alright. I haven't tried things like the Paradox Mage or the new Cultist caster guy. I haven't done much with the Corruptor. I'm not super comfortable with using Vim as a resource in the game. Like, it's really fine when you're running around, but I find that it totally runs out on you in a pinch. It's gone when you need it. Well, I mean, that's why there are, you can always spend health to be Vim and things like that. Yeah. Doombringer had a very surprisingly low win rate. Like, Doombringer's like a C or D tier class when you get down to it. And it's exactly because of that. You hit droughts and you just die. Demonologist is like interesting, but they just kind of felt to me like Bulwark with extra steps, somewhat. Exactly. Yeah, I feel like the best Doombringer builds still have to ignore half the Doombringer skills and get power from something else weird. I think a lot of the classes that play around... Yeah, that's true. Bulwark is way too simple. Bulwark actually had a, what I found was a startlingly high win rate. I usually have trouble getting Bulwark to go all the way, because I inevitably run into something that I just can't actually kill. Whew! Close there. 3, 4... Oh no! Another stab! Ah, it's 3 stabs at the end. I thought it was 2 stabs. I thought it was just 1 phantom stab and then Malenia. But no, it's... it's like... Phantom slash, phantom down. It's like slash, slash, down, stab, stab, Malenia. Ugh. And then it's not even... doesn't even have an opening at the end. Ay. Yeah, I think that people who are winning with it are doing some very peculiar rune manipulations or very good item manipulations to get an extra damage. Like, they're doing fancy stuff with Torques and the one skill that gives you lower cooldown on usable items. I think that people in the community who play the game a heck of a lot are very savvy on that sort of thing, and they know how to leverage that into a win by fishing the lower tier areas for the items they need. Because there's a lot of people online who will be like, I got killed by being grappled to death by a brawler, how do I deal with this? and somebody will reply like, yeah, that totally happens, and the countermeasure to it is, for the character that is worried about that, you specifically have to get a Gale Force rune and hold on to that, even though it's not useful 80% of the rest of the time. You just need to have that very specific solution for that very specific thing that'll kill you. Yeah, yeah. Certainly, you find that you're going to have a promising character, and you're like, all right, this guy probably needs to go get into the bank and grab one good item to make him work. Especially since there's so many contextual items that are necessary on characters who are like 30 plus. All right. Oh, I wasn't close enough. I'm getting like, my joints is in a weird way. Like a repetitive stress thing on my index finger. Yeah, pretty much. I had one character that I thought was running pretty well for a while. I managed to get the winter and summer Mind Stars on a Mind Star character for once. And that was pretty fun. That was on an Oozmancer. He did wind up getting killed because I ran into a setup with like a boss and two other uniques that like force teleported me. Corruptor uniques suck. At least I'm pretty sure it's a Corruptor skill. I think Mindslayer was, like, decently ranked in there. I don't remember. Part of the community consensus is definitely that classes that can use Mind Stars are just better than non-Mind Star classes. There's definitely, like, a factor of that in the community judgment. And that's partially because the scaling on high-level Mind Stars is pretty good. And the other part of that is that anti-magic is pretty strong. And, like, being able to use anti-magic is just pretty good. Okay, time to focus up. Whew. Let's go. I swung too late. Yeah, Mindslayer does have a very, very strong kit. And, I mean, plenty of classes have a really rough early game, so it's not really worth worrying about it if your class does have a bad early game. I think Sun Paladins have a pretty good win rate, but that's, like, obvious. That's true. Yeah, because they added the ability not that long ago that you can actually attune your Mind Stars to switch them between nature and mind on demand the same way you can do with staffs. It was a couple patches back. I was surprised to see that the Psy Shot is actually fairly highly rated. I understand it, but I've never been able to get the Mind Star to the Mind Shot to go off like that. It makes sense to me because Steam Tech is very good. All the gadgets are very good, and it's like Mind Star based. It can qualify for anti-magic if you want, and its high-level talents are pretty good. I think that the best ratings come from classes that have A, good escapes, and B, good disables. classes that very persistently disable things around them are just really good. Very nasty to go up against. Nope, wrong choice. I'm alive. I did it! She did!
The mark of a true
Woo! Woo! I even screwed up. Ah! That frost bomb barely came in clutch.
dearest Nicola, my brother.
Woo!
I'm sorry.
I just had to be the right mix of unfocused and hyper-focused. Also, it was just I'm gonna be completely honest. That was a very generous, very lucky second phase. I didn't see Waterfowl Dance in the second phase. I didn't see Scarlet Aegis, which is the meteor attack, in the second phase, and I didn't see Phantoms in the second phase. That's a mind-blowingly lucky set of behaviors to see. It helps those doing a very high damage output setup, but I mean, I've been practicing against a lot of the cutscene attacks, so I don't feel bad about the fact that I got a lucky behavior and got through it, because it all fucking counts. So, with her dead and gone, I'm gonna take a quick rest here, and we're actually gonna look around and appreciate the arena, because there's some stuff going on here. Like this big old rot flower thing. So I believe this thing here is part of the conclusion of the quest line for the other gal, whose name is failing me. I'm gonna put a marker so that I can do a clip later. Whoop, clipped. So one thing that's very, very difficult to appreciate while I'm trying to fight her is if you look up at this tree and you look up at it, like in this point, there's very clearly like a woman's face and flowing hair in the structure of the tree. And I wouldn't take this womanly influence to be Marika or to be Marika related, because it's not in Marika's pose. You can very clearly see there's a spot in the tree where it looks like something was hanging out and was possibly removed. Right where the cone of my head is pointing to. Yeah, Millicent, that's the character I was trying to remember. So that spot there, I believe, is where Mikola was previously. And I think that Malenia can't perceive that Mikola's not there because she's too, like, rotted up after fighting Radahn. I think fighting Radahn broke the both of them. And she had, I think Malenia had to draw too deeply on the influence of the kind of rotting elder force that empowers her. And this rendition of her right here, I think, is just crazy and single-minded and doesn't, like, look around and perceive correctly. Because Mikola totally ain't there. And I think she believes, or believed up until the end, that he was still hanging out right over there. So there's a couple questions and things. So first of all, is there a divine tower? Like, what is this great rune good for? Is there even a divine tower related to Mikola? Or Malenia? Because the, you know, I have to check the inventory. I haven't done this in forever. Consult our collection of great runes. Where do they hang out? I think they're like over in key items. Here we go. Yeah, but it'll be somewhere because it's unactivated. Malenia's Great Rune, devoid of any benediction. Seek the isolated divine tower, which stands beyond the lost Great Bridge. The isolated divine tower. The lost Great Bridge. Huh. Somewhere out here? Is it like out in one of these? These don't really look like... I mean, these look like they kind of could be divine towers or divine tower prototypes, but they don't really look the same. The isolated divine tower. It's East Altus. East Altus. It looks like that's probably what it is. Is there a teleporter out here that'll get us to it? That looks like it would kind of complete the ring of divine towers. We've got the Kaled, Limgrave, Liurnia, West Altus, East Altus, and it seems like it would clockwise over to this. And that certainly looks isolated. I think I've progressed the game too far, and Ulfnir has left the round table. He's like waiting for me at the end, basically. So let's see. Well, I need to go to the round table either way. Just hanging out in this chair for a while. Whew. Yeah, I think Ulfnir left when I killed Malekith. He is no longer hanging out. One of the things that it seemed he would be providing to me, when he left, there were new items at the Twin Maiden Husks. I was able to purchase Lord's Divine Fortification. I think he's supposed to give me one of the Law of spells, but I was not able to get it because I think I like jumped the gun theoretically. 8 of these, 12 of these. Need to get 18 of these and 24 of these. Always want to stock up to 24 of whatever. So, for some of the upcoming fights, I've seen some really fun-looking strats that are just like big bonking strats. I love big bonking strats. I'm definitely going to try to make that work. I'm trying to figure out the weapons they were using, though. I think they were actually using great stars and something else. Like, it was a pair of giant hammers. Or a pair of colossal weapons. And great stars is certainly usable on RL1. Let me look it up a bit. So, where was I watching this? Was this yada yada? No, I don't care about that strat. No. I'm gonna find something worthwhile. It's gotta be on the One Bros subreddit. Nah. Let's see. Nah. Okay, I'm probably just gonna have to run at it and experiment. some recommendations about getting absurdly high holy resist. Now, there's some other things I can try out. I've heard the Golden Halberd is actually a pretty solid RL1 weapon, but probably not for this upcoming fight, or these upcoming fights. Horror Low, I'm not too concerned about. I'm just going to fight him and see how it goes. We're going to wear armor and all the regular stuff. So I might upgrade the Great Stars because it seems like a hilarious weapon. It's like my kind of thing. Could maybe try upgrading the Ringed Finger. A lot of people seem to like this for RL1. Because its strength sits at 15, it's actually equipable without anything fancy on RL1, which is pretty neat. Claw Flick. Give them an almighty flick. Ugh. What else do we have that we've never tried? The Stormhawk Axe is usable. I do dig the Heavy Battle Axe. I wonder if I could do a set that uses, like, the Heavy Battle Axe and the Highland Axe. Ooh. That sounds like a fun power stance. What else could we possibly upgrade? Alright, I'm gonna slap upgrades on... I have to make the choice while I still have the runes, basically. Yeah, I think I'm gonna slap upgrades on Great Stars and the Highland Axe to start with. And then we'll see how many more runes I have. I can always go farm more if I want to try out something else. Get any number of things to plus 24. Ah, I can finally take freezing pots off the hotbar. And we're gonna put the flask back. So I don't think we're gonna be using freezing pots for the next two fights. Maybe, I don't know. Let's get smithing. Okay, so first things first, I'm gonna upgrade Great Stars. I could also think about the Great Omen Killer Cleaver at some point. It's the only Great Axe that has a bleed effect that I'm aware of. I could also upgrade the Ringed Finger. That's not too... Well, the Ringed Finger is also on Sombers, so it's a little easier. Gargoyle's Black Axe is also on Sombers, but it takes like 20-something faith, so we're not going to muck with that. This guy's just regular smithing stones. $19, $20, $21, $22, $23, $24. Cool. Don't click too many times or you'll lose something super valuable. Can't wield that guy, can't wield that guy. I could upgrade this guy. Let me get this guy to the finish line just in case I use a double Great Hammer strat. Okay, and now I'm gonna go buy more upgrade materials. So we've got Great Stars. We could upgrade the Ringed Finger. Do I have any gaps in this? We're pretty good on Sombers. I'll buy like one extra of the high-ranked ones. Another 24 of those. Another 24 of these. Another 24 of these. 23 of these. Cool. Oh, I only need 18 of these. And, okay. There we go. Spent it out. So whatever fight is upcoming next, well, I know the fight that's coming up next, but we're going to start by wearing a pretty standard equipment and rune set, and we're just going to give it a shot, see how it goes. Assuming this enemy is going to do, like, slash and standard damage, probably. Where they exile Greaves. It's my personal flair. I'm going to go with Star Scourge, probably Ritual Shield and Ritual Sword. Super normal. And let's break out the battle axe with RKR. All right. Moving right along. We travel to Capital of Ash. Spoiler territory. And let's see, I had the strength boost. What other effect do I want on this? I don't want to do strength knot and dex knot. I'll do strength knot and spiked. It's just like ending the game the way we started it almost. Got folks to chatter with around here. Behold, the Erd tree yet stands, tall and unwavering, mindless of the scorch of the flame of ruin. Then we are yet golden ones. That dragon's still here, the dead one. And that spear called him down. Huh. Well, that's certainly something. Curiosity demands I check this out. I'm assuming this just goes straight to the sewer. Pretty much. Oh. Okay. That's kind of neat. We can go back up to the top, though. Yeah, everything in the sewer is still intact. In case you haven't explored it, you can go back down there. But everything that was in the city itself basically has to get cleared out before you come back to the Ashen version. That is a whole lot of nothing. There's certainly a bit of area to run around here. I'm hearing something stepping around. I haven't checked this place out since I burned it down. There's a couple noteworthy areas to investigate. Can I get into this building? That is a no. This draws the eyes, so I'll take a look at it in a moment. Sunflower. I think there might be something over there as well, so we'll check on that in a sec. Is this even anything? No. Okay. Well. Okay, so there's some staircases over there that look intact. Probably lead somewhere. Presumably, the direction that's important to go is the direction of the Erd tree. Which is behind a lot of stuff. This was the crumbled building that had the seedbed curse in it before. Oh, nothing left of it now. I think I'm probably meant to take that staircase on the far side. Try and go up through the buildings that are not yet buried in ash. Bit of a jaunt around the lay of the land. Oh, you know, okay, no, I can't ride Torrent here. I hadn't checked, and I'm like, am I wasting a ton of time? Maybe, maybe not. Okay, so we continue up through here. That looks like it's definitely a direction to go. Can I get up on this rooftop? Let's, is there anything over here that's meaningful? Probably not. It doesn't really look like it. Is there an item over there? I thought I saw an item. Okay. Hero's Rune. That's handy. Don't give up, skeleton. Well, let's head along. I believe it's just 2 remembrances left to go. Yep. On track. You go through a barren area and like the vague "did I miss something" paranoia can't help but set in. It's a Marika stake rather than a summoning pool. Is this the same room where I fought Godfrey the Golden before?
I knew you'd come.
Hey there, Gideon.
Stand before the Elden Ring to become Elden Lord. What a sad state of affairs. I commend your spirit, but alas, none shall take the throne. Queen
None.
Marika's high hopes for us that we continue unto eternity.
Interesting. Did he just cast a thing on me from that far out? Okay. Oh, I am on fat roll.
You fought well until now.
I should not be equipping the I should not be equipping the banner without like thinking about it. So he cast the Law of Regression, so there's no point in using the banner for this fight. He's just going to strip the buff. And yeah, it also put me onto heavy load, because it's a heavy sumbitch, and I'm wearing, like, meaningfully weighty armor. If I was not wearing such heavy armor, I'd be able to get away with it. Alright. Okay, so he's going to cast that on us walking through the door. How many times do you want to let me do this? Ouch. I tried to time the dodge, didn't quite get it. Yeah. This is gonna be fine. You just gotta try it a couple of times. Get the flow of his spells. Should also probably remember to drink my physic before I walk in. I don't remember if I did that last time. Then again, maybe he's stripping it with he's not casting Law of Regression, he's casting something else. Oh, he can cast it twice. Ha!
Fought well until now.
Notable. Noteworthy. Pay attention to that one. Slurp. Yep. Was able to get her just earlier. We finally got her. Don't do that. That's very mean. I ran in a little too early. I don't like seeing how many times he was able to do that. Yeah, Scarlet Aeonia is not really a problem. It's got enough wind-up that I should be able to avoid it pretty much any time, whatever. I think the whole difficulty of this fight is going to be if I can avoid those fairly quick murder lances he's flinging out. Those guys. Yeah, it doesn't even move him that far. Okay, good. Ah!
You fought well until now.
No, I beat her. This is the next thing. God dang PvP fights. Yup, I got her. I didn't take a clip of it. I'll be clipping it later. And then I'll get that up to YouTube. Okay, that actually lasts longer than it does for Malenia. God dang spellcasting fucking... Alright, I'm gonna see if I can stop getting one-shot by that attack by changing the gear. Because he throws it out super fast. It's really annoying. But I can probably get around it. Let's see, what is the best Spelldrake talisman I have? Ooh, I only have the basic one. I might have to go find a better Spelldrake talisman. This puts my magic up to 44. This puts my magic up to 42 on the Pearl Drake +2. I'm gonna go with that. And then let's adjust this. Let's see, the magic defense on Blade's armor is 10.9. Within weight class, the twinned armor is better. Down a weight class, the Carrion Knight armor is better. Let me try a full Carrion set. Okay, we're still on medium equipment load. Star Scourge, Radagons, Ritual Shield. Yeah, okay. Let's give this a shot. The Carrion Knight set actually kind of matches the Haima Glintstone crown pretty well. Because that's like, that's actually on theme now. Ah. He's just got a ton of boss spells.
You fought well until now.
Is that 5 times in a row he can cast that shot? What an asshole. I wonder if we can do better at this with Top's Barrier. Let's see. So, shields. I haven't used a shield in so long. Does one of these have a magic damage bonus or something? This one actually boosts magic damage negation, resistant to frost. It says it does, but... and... Oh, we're not near a... Friggin' hell, I'll have to run back. Oh, whoops, that's the catacombs. Whatever, it's fine. I just wanted to change the skill. Right, the thing is... Top's Barrier doesn't actually send the spells back at him, and I don't know how actively I can spam it. So I'm going to try this, but I don't have a lot of confidence that it'll be a better setup. Plus, it's going to lock me off of Royal Knight's Resolve. Ugh, bummer. Let's see. He's, like, over this way, and then up some. Is there something else I saw over there? It looked like there was a little fog-oriented thing over here. Oh, that's just a door I was seeing. I wonder what that walking around sound I'm hearing is. It might be possible to beat this dude in a tricky, like, annoying little way. Where was that staircase again? You know, before I do something else as well, I also need to change up my mixed physic. I'm going to try the Opaline hard tier for just all-around mitigation. If I can avoid getting one-shot, it will be a much easier fight. Yeah, I could get the carrion retaliation. That might be the best way to deal with it, but I haven't used carrion retaliation all game, and I mean, I'm glad they nerfed it from what I've seen of what it could do. There was a bug with carrion retaliation where it was scaling with the upgrades of your shield and your main hand instead of just the shield. That was very unfair. See, I think the staircase was... Yeah, it's up over this way. So I suppose I'd be more comfortable using it at this point, as opposed to before. They had to fix, like, 2 different bugs with that skill. Because it was scaling way too high in terms of its damage. It was scaling too high in terms of its damage. It was allowing you to parry your own spells to set it up, which is gross. Let's see, the last thing it was doing was when you were in PvP, the projectiles produced by carrying retaliation were not visible to other like invaders and things. So you could just use it to invisibly deal thousands of damage. Very uncool. Okay, let's see if I can get anything out of Top's Barrier, though. I also don't know what this effect is that he's putting on me. Yes, I accidentally threw a freeze pot and it worked. Okay, Top's Barrier doesn't stop that attack from hitting. Yeah, pretty much. This is going to be a very patient fight. He got me.
You fought well until now.
He's got a lot of attacks that I just have to stay out of. And the shield is not helpful at all. I might just want to try, like, a ranged setup for this. So, I've got 2 thoughts, as far as, like, ways of dealing with him. One is use a ranged setup. The other is, like, just Scarlet Rot him or something. Where's my Antspur Rapier? I think I had a fully upgraded Antspur Rapier that I could just try using against him. Oh, it's only plus 17. Whatever. It's rot damage, it's fine. Just need to change over this guy. And I can use that pretty cleanly. I'm not going to bother changing anything else. We're just going to come at him with this. And let's see what we can do. If I can get the rot effect on him, I can just walk around. I think. He might be curing himself with one of those spells. Or he might have a spell to cure himself anyway. This is what PvP feels like in the game, isn't it? I haven't done PvP. Is this what it's like? This is awful. You just run around while a dude throws like 50 things at you. No, I mean, I have no interest in engaging in Dark Souls PvP. If I'm gonna sit down and do any Dark Souls PvP, I'm gonna create a build that just snipes people from so ungodly far away that it's not fun for either of us. Malenia had cutscene attacks. This dude's a cutscene fight. The whole fight. I got him with the rot, though. How do you like it when somebody just runs around not fighting you? We're gonna not fight this whole dang time, as far as I'm concerned. That didn't fix his rot. Haha. Deal with it, nerd. You mad? You mad, Gideon Offnir the All-Knowing? Do you know how to fix rot? Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Oh, the pillar got me! Okay, rot strat is best strat. So I think what I want to do is just combine the rot strat with a poison strat and kill him and just melt him. We're just gonna be super unfair. This is a really lame fight. Do I have a poison weapon ready to go? Do I need to make one? Rotten Crystal Sword does rot. Blood loss. Scarlet Rot. I think nothing's baseline poison. Yeah, nothing I have is baseline poison. I don't know if there's anything baseline poison that exists. Frost, blood loss. There's a lot of bleed weapons. So we gotta teleport back again and do the run again. So we can make slight tweaks to things. And I'm just gonna poison affinity some kind of weapon. I'm just gonna poison affinity like a longsword. There we go. And as far as the physic, I guess I should probably use Opaline Bubble Tear to just get out of one hit free. There's like a narrow chance that there is a configuration of equipment that causes us to not get one shot by some of his attacks. A Rune Arc could help. Let me pop a Rune Arc. Rune Arcs are the best one-shot protection you can have at RL1. I'm gonna use a Rune Arc and a what's it called? The spell dried meat. Spell-proof dried liver. Do I already have some spell-proof dried livers? Yes, I do. And if I can't get him with this, I might go at him with, like, special arrows or status effect throwing knives, because he's not going to fight for real, so... Well, I'm sure you'll find out what to do after wandering around enough. If you chatter with various characters, I'm sure they've given you some kind of hint. Oh, the turnaround. Ah, spell-proof dried liver worked. Oh no. Bleh, he got me.
You fought well until now.
Yeah, I've noticed that, and that's, like, yeah, most of the incantations are better for just whatever you need. Okay, so that was my go with the Rune Arc active. I've still got a couple livers, so we'll keep trying that for a bit. But we might be one-shottable again. I could go back and rekit to try using a, some incantation resistance thing. What the? Cheater! I know what that is then. That's the law that retaliates after he's taken a certain number of hits. I've seen the description of that before, and I've like looked at it and I'm like, why would I want to do anything after taking hits? And the answer is, you know, don't play a level 1 character, you goon. But hey, whatever. Noob. I can't tell what he's doing. Alright, sure. He's rotted, so poison next, if we can get him. You loser! You're still rotted. I'm gonna tell everybody that Gideon Ofnir is a friggin' scrub, heals and duels. I think his rot fell off, and he's just under poison now. Because his damage tick had a gap and it reset the number. He got me again. God dang. Use a friggin' healing potion, a friggin' nerd. Alright, so it's a bit of a longer fight than I wanted to deal with. This absolutely feels like it's the right strat. I guess I'll use another spell proof. I don't think it's important. This is clearly not doing enough. Because he's got, like, 4 damage types he's slinging around. He's gonna do, like, fire, blood, magic, whatever. Ah. There goes my Opaline bubble tier. Oh no, he used the camera against me. Yeah, that's pretty nuts. I do feel that a lot of consumables are underpowered in the game, and just a few consumables are very overpowered. Like, everything that's derived from meat is really lackluster, and then all the aromatics are super crazy. Like, Blood Boil Aromatic is a 30% physical damage buff. Crazy. Okay, so the player version of Scarlet Aeonia is really, really annoying. Oh yeah, if you haven't been locking onto enemies, congrats, you've been playing the game on super hard mode. Just gonna use Scarlet Aegis 3 times now. I'm very annoyed that it doesn't work like the boss version of Scarlet Aegis. Ah, I traded.
Fought well until now.
It, what's it called? It lasts a lot longer than Malenia's version. Rather, he is able to act sooner than Malenia's version. He's able to act while there's still, damage in the air, and there's almost no visible component to the damage that's hanging out. Yeah, that makes sense. But he's just gonna use it like 6 times without, blue drink. Honestly, if he had to blue drink, this would be perfectly fine. Nah. Because the problem with him is the standard Elden Ring boss thing, where he does an attack that's like, I'd really like to do something about that attack, and then he covers it up with, like, Scarlet Aegis, so you don't stand a chance of doing anything. Okay. So he's under both dots for now, I'm pretty sure. Probably need to re-up the Scarlet Rot effect. He's still under Scarlet Rot. Is he not under poison? He might be under both. Sure, just do that 4 times. You know, I think you're completely correct about that. I just gotta bring some bombs. Oh my god, he cast something I can move in on. The pop from his retaliation effect got me. Yeah, we're gonna throw pots at him like nobody's business. Pots and knives and everything in between. So let's see, what can I make? Got Giant's Flame, Fire, Magic, Lightning, Ancient Dragon Bolts. That's Ritual Pot based. I think Holy's probably not very effective. I'm already doing Poison and Rot, so I don't want to throw those effects at him. Probably should just throw Bleed at him, right? What cracked pots am I already holding? I'm already holding a bunch of Swarm Pots, so let me just discard the rest of these. And then make some Swarm Pots for 1. And then for Ritual Pots, we could do Cursed Blood and just do blood, 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 blood. Lure Human, Lure Blood, yeah, that's not very important. We're not going to do mist spray stuff. We could do rot pots. Oh, here we go. Let's just do lightning pots. And then we'll just equip pots and pots. I think the fly pots will be the most effective thing against him when he wants to just do Scarlet Ages forever. And I can go reclaim, like, blood-tainted excrement for days if I need more of this. Dang it, I got trapped.
Fought well until now.
I lost my interrupt cadence for a bit there. It seems like sometimes he's not wary of you and he'll just run up and be like, yeah, I want to scrap. Like, oh no, this is a mistake. But I missed the interrupt on that black fire circle, and it actually does stick around a really problematic amount of time. There we go, got out. Whoops. And use this to heal. Woo! Ah! The fire! Fire got me. The swarm pots are mediocre because they don't deal damage in a single, like, burst. So I'm probably gonna lean more on the fire pots. No, not the fire pots, the lightning pots. Let's try that out. Very annoying and dishonorable of him to be casting a spell on me as I'm walking through the door. But I don't really expect different from a person who is the self-proclaimed all-knowing. Ah, dang it. Oh, he actually did an FP out animation for a moment. I don't know why. He clearly doesn't actually have a limit to the stuff. He probably tried to cast a buff that's already on him or something. Or the game just bugged out. It's like, nah. You've done enough, Gideon. Just take a break. Cool. Whew. Just giving him a little bit of quality time with the debuffs I've thrown on him. That was different. Kindly die. There we go. Get out of here.
A tarnished cannot become a lord. Not even you
Ah, that's it. That's it. Yep, he's got mind forever.
cannot kill a god.
You see, that's where you're wrong. All right, so we picked up the Scepter of the All-Knowing and his full armor set. Cool beans. Touch the Grace. There's a finger reader over here. Are you super dead? Yep. There are probably a lot of you around here. All of you, each deader than the last. Behold, hair tree. 9 out of 10 wizards hate spamming pots. Heck yes. I am on board for this. I'm glad that worked and I didn't have to, like, craft piles of extra stuff or, like, run around and get more. But, you know, it's just a gimmick fight. It's a very gimmicky fight. When I was here before, there's, like, a way up this. What have we here? Okay, well. Various things that might be the correct way to go. Does it really matter? Probably not much. Precious item ahead. Ooh, maybe we chose right. What do we have here? Are you ready? Oh, are you ready? And then praise the octopus. That's right. Time for octopus. Try pickle. Try arms. All right, several suggestions. We have a new item here. Huh. What is this? Aired tree heal. Okay, that matters not at all. That is not important in the least. All right, let's see. So then, we have returned back to where we fought Morgoth. Let's go. I know about this boss, but I have not watched this fight. So this is a blind approach.
It's been a long while, Morgoth.
You don't want to spend 80 FP to full heal? Why ever not?
Long and hard didst thou fight, tarnished warrior, spurned by the grace of gold. Be assured the Elden Ring resteth close at hand.
The Wall of Thorns is no more.
Alas, I am returned.
Ah, only half his axe remains.
To be granted audience once more.
You who were once Lord are no longer. You are the first of the tarnished.
Upon my name
as Godfrey, the first Elden Lord.
Let's go. Okay, bit of a late hit there. Got it. Probably jumpable. Okay. Ah. All right. And we've got a grace for this one, so we can tool up however we want. I really want to go at Godfrey, axe versus axe. Let's see. I don't need the Opaline bubble tier here. I'm gonna try the spiked cracked. And we're gonna mix up the equipment a little bit. We don't need the Pearl Drake. We can do the Dragon Crest +2. And why the heck is this giving me Dex? Nobody needs that wussy stat. I could change up the armor, but I'm not gonna do that just yet. Little buff right out of the tree. Oh, I had meant to change more of my physics over to healing. We'll do that next. There's no way I'm going to use 6 blue flasks here. Ouch. Ouch. Okay. He just headbutted me into the floor. Several of his attacks are in common with Godfrey the Golden, but he's definitely got new stuff. And I know that his phase 2, he does completely different things. That is what I'm hyped to see. All right, reallocate. Flasks. That's probably about right. Yeah, I think I used 4 or 5 red the first go at him. If I'm not getting one shot, I can definitely burn through a lot of red flasks. And I think I just want to do a standard punch him up for this. Like, I can take some hits, it's okay. I'm not going to be concerned about perfecting the fight. Ouch. Gotta learn these sequences a bit. Ouch. I dodged too early. I know the double swipe and how that works. So, dodging left or right on his stomps looks like it gives me a pretty good opening. I can probably focus on a mix of R1s and leaping R2s and do pretty okay. I think there's an open question there of, is it better to use Royal Knight's Resolve or like a Battle Cry type skill that gives me a longer term buff? And we'll think about that. Bum, 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 bum. Stone Barb cracked here is probably the better choice here. Okay, it's tricky. Did he kind of rear his head back a little bit? Okay, he hunkered down before he did the upward strike. This is a nice, polite boss fight. He's got telegraphs and he, like, you know, fights normally, at least for the first phase. I'm sure his second phase is going to be like, you know, cracked out Hercules to the ropes slam, like Mike Hagger you out a building. But I'm going to be real appreciative of the first half, punch him up, until I get desperate and have to go back to a bleed strat. Not quite. Too far back. The acceleration on that keeps catching me off guard. It looks like it's going to be a slower attack than it is. Ah. Oh, stomped. Mike Hagger, Mayor of America. Streets of Rage. That is Streets of Rage that he's from, right? Mike Hagger? I think so. Or is he from another franchise? I vaguely remember that your main characters are like generic player 1, generic player 2, and Mike Hagger. Dodge too early, okay. Final fight, okay, yeah. So he's not Streets of Rage, different series. Is it that Streets of Rage was on the Sega and Final Fight was on the SNES, or was it multi-platform for both of them? It's such a polite attack pattern that's very clear about... Okay, never mind. I'm like, oh man, it's very clear what he was gonna do there. That's pretty cool. And then he just kept going. But all right. Part of what's neat about this is this triple ground pulse is reminiscent of the it's reminiscent of the attack from Godric the Grafted because they're related. They use similar attacks. They both want to use a big honkin' axe and they both want to slam the floor. Yeah, I know Mike Hagger is a Capcom character, so Streets of Rage was SNK? Makes sense. I keep dodging too early on the ground slams. The other problem with that is, of course, that I am dodging them because those are jumpable. I wasn't sure if he was just gonna pound the floor again. Oh no, he moves after that. Okay. Got it. I really like this fight. Okay. I might need to leave before the third burst. Saints Row, I super appreciate how much Saints Row like leaned into what it is. I'm gonna try changing out the cracked tier a bit. We're gonna go for the Stone Barb Cracked and see if we can maybe get a stun on old Grandpa here. Because we're able to hit him a decent number of times, with several leaping attacks as well. I'd really like to see if I could work a stun in the mix. So I think the third ground pulse, I'm not sure if it's jumpable. The second ground pulse is a very clear telegraph because he slams his leg into his axe for the second one. For the third one, though, it was pretty hard to tell, and I was assuming it's jumpable, but from the graphic, I'm really not sure. I love this rhythm. That's the big stuff. We're just gonna... Oh, no! Okay, so that very clearly hits a line away from him. Good to know. Ow. I got a little stomped. Swerve. Okay, I could actually get in a fully charged attack there. It was not healthy. He's doing a thing. He's doing several things. I am not very comfortable with what he's doing. Do those shockwaves just hit stun? No, those shockwaves do damage. How do I deal with that? Huh. Oh yeah, the stamina drain for a lot of what I was doing is very real. Part of that is because I was carrying through with Royal Knight's Resolve, which naturally is going to cost me a lot of stamina to use. Okay, so I don't know how to deal with his shouty portion. If he's just going to do damage to the entire arena, that is going to require more of a countermeasure. Take that. We don't block in this dojo. Okay, I dodged too early. I think we just need to dodge through it on timing. My rhythm from before he does that is pretty good. I mean, my rhythm was good enough to get a stagger on him, which tells me that I'm handling the fight pretty well. Let's see. I think I'm very close to figuring out a spike cracked tier setup to get in charge attacks. And if I'm getting a stagger on him, I could also go for a charge attack there. Okay, he will correct onto me. I wanted to see if shifting to the side would get me a better setup. Okay, we can get in a good 3 R1s there. He does it from that far away. I pump up. Oh. messed up a little bit. Oh, he's doing stuff. I didn't get up in time. I was trying to time my wake up. Endure would be interesting, but I'm much more attached to the damage from Royal Knight's Resolve if I can get that off. I think if I get the stun on him, I probably want to do Royal Knight's Resolve into a full heavy charge attack. But I think I'm only getting the stun off because of the Stone Barb cracked tier, so I can't make the cracked tier switch on that. I could possibly drop the Dragon Crest Shield Talisman. Maybe not. I might be able to drop the Dragon Crest Shield if I switched up the, Oh, that's true. If I had Endure on the side or something. Ran out of stamina. Woo. Swerve. I love the first part of this fight. Okay, it's a straight line shot. Ouch. Dodge. Ah, he got me. Okay, the second part is just a peppery version of the first part. Yeah, so the bit he's doing with the fissures, it's hitting behind him and in front of him in a direct line. So all I have to do is worry. I only have to worry about the first and second components, because those are the ones that have like actual area damage. The third one is a line shot, so just don't be in the line. Although when he's in second phase, I'm pretty sure all three have a have the damage pulse on it, and I just have to dodge the pulse with timing. But his telegraphs are really friendly. Like, this dude is so epically telegraphed, an absolute axe Chad. He's a man after my own axe. Oh no. Okay, it's... Huh. So, if it is just a line shot fissure, there might be more of a trick to how it hits. I think it hits everywhere that you're seeing the ground quake. So I probably need to run after the second, I probably need to run after the hop to get to the right spot to survive it. I need to focus up a bit more on that attack instead of just trying to invuln dodge through it. I mean, I certainly could just invuln dodge through it. The fight is kind of set up that way that you can just dodge through everything with just a bit of timing, which I think is the fun part of the fight, is the fact that you could do that. Whoops. Ha. That was a couple mistakes. Godfrey is not dictating to you how to fight Godfrey, and that I really appreciate, because what's it called? Malenia is fightable in a very, very narrow window of how to fight Malenia. Dragon Lord Placidusix, it dictates a lot of your movements. But Godfrey, you can just get into a punch-up. Stamina management is tricky. Ah. Okay, yeah, that's where to be. Ouch. Handled that a little wrong. I handled that very wrong. Yeah.
Was nobly
I wish I had been doing this for the last 20 hours. That's how fighting this boss makes me feel. Now, I'm still on the first phase. It's possible his second phase is not fun. I don't know. But I'm having a lot of fun right now. Stamina ran out. Whoops. Yeah. Don't do that.
was nobly
I might really need to go for a stamina recovery tool here. And there's a lot of options. Like, I could even theoretically bring turtle meat to the game here. Can you buy turtle meat once you've got the meat vendor? I think you can. Let's see. Oh, you don't need to actually, you don't actually need to craft anything with that, do you? I think you just eat it. Oh, no, it's pickled turtleneck is what you craft. Let's try pickled turtleneck for the fight. 'Cause I'm pretty sure I can buy more. Farm it up, crack that hero's rune, all that jazz. Yeah, there's plenty of places to farm turtles. I could also just, oh, you know what? I should just put the turtle shield on my back. Medium load, cool. Whoops. I'm glad I got away with that, because it was a bit of an early dodge. And back. Give him his space. Ouch. Ah, I made some mistakes. That was better, though, in a lot of ways. Like, that was much more comfortable. And when my stamina is actually high, I can take heavy attacks on the jump-in when I'm jumping over the shockwave. When my stamina sucks, I can't do that. Is I think it's actually really stamina that's dictating the pace more than anything else, which is very different from other fights where the pace is dictated by, like, what the heck am I actually able to do here? Chomp. I could probably use more RKRs as well. Okay, I don't have the time to get in 2 attacks there. Oh, and then he just popped me in the face. So while he's prepping that turnaround, I've got leeway for 1, but not leeway for 2. At least with this weapon. If I was using like a rapier, I'm sure I could get 2, or like a longsword. But we use axes in this dojo. Unfortunately, I am probably gonna have to take a break soonish, so that I can eat food. Oh, who's available to summon? Oh, it's her. Nefeli Lu. Oh, that's staggered. Neat. Ouch. Did not have the leeway for that. Mistimed it. Barely got out. Cool. We're alive. Oh, that didn't actually do damage, just staggered. Whew. Oh, bit early. Just enough time for a nice big hit. Whew. Oh, hey. What's next?
That will be all. Thou didst me good service, Sirach.
Ooh, when the music goes quiet. long ago he put the beast on his back to burden him. Oh yeah, if his actual groundbreaking stuff left the ground broken, oh man.
Courtesy enough.
Courtesy enough. Oh, the delivery of that voice is so good. That he's like just starting to lose his temper as he's starting to say it. Courtesy enough.
Now I fight as Horaloo. Warrior!
No more axe. No more Godfrey the Golden. I'm about to get Mike Haggard up in here. Too early. Okay, so I can see a couple of the things he's doing as Horaloo. That dive has a real nasty amount of delay on it. I wonder if he can actually slam directly underneath him with that dive or not. Maybe he can't. I actually think I'm going to be able to do this fight without having to watch a guide for this fight, which is awesome. I always feel like I've cheated myself of an experience when I have to like watch somebody else play through the fight, but it's the cost of doing most of the run blind. If I had played a character through this stuff, I could use that character to explore and learn these fights. But because I haven't, I didn't want to play like an extra 60 hours to get a character up to this point. I just wanted to play the RL1 run. Oh yeah, I figured this phase out a lot, so we're gonna hurt him a lot. Ouch. No, I thought he was done. He got me. But yeah, I can get him into stun pretty quickly if I get that groove. He's got a rhythm to his backstep to slam type of thing. So if you just kind of figure out when he's about to do the backstep to slam, I can let my stamina recover and get those juicy leaping attacks. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Have you finished up the fist run? That's pretty hype. Oh, whoops. Ouch, that one hurts. I'm gonna die. Well, at some point, I'm gonna die. We're just gonna Elden Ring about it for a while first. Yeah, the pop in the face is difficult to deal with. Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, I remember you saying you were using whips on a couple fights. Let's see. Okay, so it's 8:06 right now. I can only do like 1 or 2 more attempts, and then I really have to stop, otherwise I'm not going to get to eat dinner, and that's kind of important. I should probably make sure I eat dinner. But I really like this fight. I really like this fight. It's a Friday. I might get back online later tonight just to do this. Ordinarily, I would get back on after dinner and do a couple hours of Dead by Daylight, but I'm really close on this. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, yeah. Having some trouble? Why not throw some lightning at it? Aw, come on. Oh. Oh, I was barely in that hitbox. Oh. Ouch. Oh. Oh, that was too early to drink.
Was nobly fought.
Man, I was in a really good rhythm a couple fights back. I'm losing it. Let's see. It's Friday. Is there any other... Are there any Friday releases that I need to catch up on? I don't think so. I think everything I'm keeping up with... I think everything I'm keeping up with this season... I've got like Monday, Wednesday, Sunday release. It's very weird. Oh yeah, Black Flame is a very weird skill in the game. It's a very, very short duration buff, which is pretty interesting. I imagine it probably works best with weapons that get in a lot of hits in a very short period of time, like dual-ended weapons, possibly the Godskin Peeler. I imagine it's like intended to be used with the Godskin Peeler. All right. I broke rhythm. Stamina back, please. Oh. Uh-oh. I think I have time for that. That was an unsafe hit to do. Uh-oh. Got him. I'm gonna have to figure out like what his attacks actually look like in phase 2, and it's probably gonna take a while. So this is probably a good time to take a break. So this like hands up mode is a grapple that I need to watch out for, because I think the timing for dodging that is gonna be more than I want to deal with. I probably just want to like lickety split run away from it and deal with his other stuff. I need to figure out all his little slappies. But phase 1, I think, is pretty, like, phase 1's in a pretty good way right now. I have plenty of options to heal other things. I might be able to change out weapons or do some other kind of damage optimization to get through the phase faster. There's a couple attacks he does that I think I might be able to do bigger punishes on. Or I could try doing things like the Claw Talisman for more leap-in damage. I'm also going to want to try removing the Dragon Crest shield and seeing if I can tweak the armor setup to continue not being one-shot, but have another talisman slot, because this is a really subpar talisman to be bringing to the party. I could be rocking something heavier duty, to say the least. Anywho, this has been Jupiter Exile. Thank you very much for tuning in. I hope we wander again soon, and until then, have a nice night.